Today our guest is the General Secretary of Bharatiya Janata Party, Mr. Ram Madhav. Sir, thank you so much for talking to DD News. So my first question to you is, the fact that the relationship between India and US got derailed during UPA 2 government. With this visit of Prime Minister to United States, do you think that the relationship will once again come on track?
Yes. The way the US administration, the US government and the general public in US is responding to the visit of Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Bhai Modi ji to New York and Washington DC shows amply that this visit is going to be a major turning point in the history of our bilateral relations. I can say from my experience in last 1 month that there is great enthusiasm, great expectation on the American side.
The Indian Americans there, you mean to say?
Of course, naturally among the NRI community there is a lot of enthusiasm to meet and greet Honorable Prime Minister, but also in the American administration and American polity, a large number of congressmen are keen to meet and greet Honorable Prime Minister when he is there in New York or in Washington DC.
So the point is here, since we all are expecting a lot from this visit from both the countries, what are the focal points of this visit as far as the Prime Minister is concerned? What are the agendas on the platter?
Now you must remember that this is not an exclusive bilateral visit. This visit essentially is meant for United Nations General Assembly. In a bilateral visit, there will be so many important agenda items to discuss. Since this is essentially a visit to United Nations, on the sidelines you are having a day-long bilateral visit. What will be the exact agenda items? I cannot really tell you. I don't have the knowledge of those issues. But certainly I can say that this visit will be a major turning point in the relationship between the two countries.
So Prime Minister has himself said that the strategic relationship between the two countries will strengthen, and trade is one area on which our focus would be, because in the earlier visit to Japan and also Chinese President visit to India, we have seen that there quite a lot of focus was there on the development issue. So what can we expect from this visit as far as the development of our countries concerned?
The Prime Minister Modi has certain priorities with respect to India's growth and development, which has time and again reiterated in India. All those priorities are related to the economic development and well-being of our country and our people. Towards that, he has also taken up a number of initiatives. For all those initiatives, he is going about in a big way to mobilize support not only from within India but also from all over the world. For example, campaigns like Make in India, strengthening India's manufacturing base, or strengthening India's security industry, for the sake of which the government of Prime Minister Modi has announced increase in investment from foreign countries in defense production and all those things. For all these things, you need to encourage people from other countries also to come and invest. That's the reason why Prime Minister's visits to any country, whether it is to Japan or it is to US now, do have a component where he interacts with the business community, business leaders of those countries, enters into number of agreements with respect to...
He has a meeting with corporate people over there, a separate meeting
yes,
with the corporate.
There will be engagements with the business community also in US. But that will help in strengthening Indian economy.
Are we looking forward to the private investment from US or the government investment as well? Are we planning to bring out some policies which would favor such investments to India?
The Indian government has already announced several policy initiatives with regard to foreign investment. As I said, in the budget speech, our finance minister has announced increase in FDI cap to 49% in areas like defense production, insurance, etc. Apart from that, there are various areas in which companies from abroad, companies from outside can come and invest in India, strengthen our manufacturing base, industry base.
Here the question comes that US immigration bill is one major hurdle for the IT industry in India. So would there be any talk on that aspect? Will it be taken up by the Prime Minister during the talks?
It is true that there is a lot of discussion on this proposed immigration bill, but we should not forget the fact that the bill is still under discussion in the US Congress. Our embassy in Washington and our NRI community in the United States of America and Indian industry, all of them have actively pursued the matter, actively tried to convey our concerns to Congressmen and American dispensation there. I hope that the American side understands our concerns with regard to the bill.
So to counter terrorism, what are the efforts will be made by the Prime Minister? How seriously will it be taken up?
Now, I really don't know what is on agenda for the bilateral talks between our Prime Minister and President Obama. But as far as terrorism is concerned, I can only say that terrorism is a major threat to all the democracies in the world. We and America being two major important democratic countries, we have a shared responsibility to combat this menace. We have been combating it together and we will continue to do that in the coming years and months and years. Having said it, I will only add one rider. That fight against terrorism should be universal. We all have to fight against all forms of terrorism. The epicenter of terrorism is in our neighborhood. It has to be handled as a threat to the entire world. So, especially for America, it's a major issue to think about. Terrorism which affects India is terrorism that affects the world. That is how it has to be seen, it has to be looked into. There cannot be any country-specific handling of terrorism. Terrorism has to be handled as a global menace, as an international menace. It cannot be that your terrorist is my friend and my terrorist should be your enemy.
So all eyes are on Madison Square because we have heard that a huge number of people are expected, around 18 to 20,000 people. What kind of preparations are being done there?
So much of enthusiasm was to be seen among the Indian American community that the biggest available auditorium in New York, namely the Madison Square Garden Auditorium, has been booked for this event. And I know that on 1st September, when the registrations were closed, it was already overbooked, in the sense that there were at least 10,000 people in the waiting list. Many more people are disappointed that they could not get a seat inside the auditorium. That is the extent of the interest among the Indian American community there. It is being televised internationally, also of course within the country also. And it has many more significant aspects also. For example, a good number of American congressmen are expected to come there to meet and greet our Honorable Prime Minister. That also shows the interest among American policy makers to meet Honorable Prime Minister and greet him.
How would you evaluate this particular meeting between Chinese President and Prime Minister Narendra Modi?
I consider this meeting as a very major turning point in our relations. Prime Minister Modi has talked about, for example, the trade deficit between the two countries. A huge trade deficit exists between the two countries. If we want to do business as two good friends, this deficit has to be bridged. That means the Chinese side has to bring in good investments into India. The Chinese side has promised to bring in something like $20 billion.
Do you consider this as a positive?
Absolutely, absolutely. We have started talking not just about goody things, but also about substantive things. Similarly, Prime Minister Modi has made it clear that respecting the sanctity of line of actual control is a primary necessity. It's a kind of a requirement for both countries to have good neighborhood relations. I hope that this good and frank exchange of views, which is appreciated by the Chinese side also. President Xi Jinping also welcomed this kind of interaction, and going by the kind of friendship, bonhomie, body language that we witnessed between the two new generation leaders, Prime Minister Modi and President Xi Jinping, I can say that they have developed good understanding, good friendship, and this will help us in overcoming the major problem between our two countries, namely the trust deficit.
So in the recent visit to Japan as well as to China, we got huge investments from both the countries. Do we expect a big ticket from this visit to US?
No, see, you must remember that Prime Minister Modi's visit to America is not for any bilateral purpose. Bilateral part is only added to the main purpose of the visit, which is to address the United Nations General Assembly. But yes, I came to know that part of his visit will be devoted to meeting with business leaders in America and all. As I said, Prime Minister Modi gives highest priority to India's economic development, prosperity of the last Indian. So towards that end, he will certainly try and encourage American investors and businessmen to come to India, invest in India. You know, his slogan of "Make in India," strengthen Indian economic base, manufacturing base. Towards that, there will be some efforts.
Thank you so much for talking to DD News, sir. Thank you so much.